Okay. It's good. I like it.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm so happy. So nice to see people here with us.
I guess you want the empty nester.
Yes,
It's well, I never seen somebody so happy.
So I hope everyone had a nice Thanksgiving, that you enjoyed time with your family, and you're ready for the holidays, Christmas, and the new year, ready to roll on and do more. So Shelley is going to do a roll call before we start the meeting.
Good morning. Jerry Abrahams,
Here.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark. Here. Commissioner Dom. Phil DeFranco.
Here.
Here.
Heidi DeWing. Thank you. Heidi DeWingber. Claudio Baltieri.
Here.
Timothy Hodges. Kathy McKinnon.
Here.
Commissioner Mascaro Bruno.
Here.
Commissioner Perez.
Here.
Franklin Perry. Chelsea Ross.
Here.
Sarah Sanders.
Here.
Lisa Tepper Bates. Greg Ugalde.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Shelley. I called the meeting to order. It's 10:03. The first item on the agenda is the comments, and Shelley, if you can go ahead.
This is the only opportunity on the agenda for public to provide comments. If you'd like to provide a comment, please unmute yourself and state your name. To ensure that everyone has the opportunity, comments may be limited to 3 minutes. Does anyone have a comment? Hearing no comments, the public comment period is ended, and I'll turn the meeting back over to the commissioner.
Thank you, Shelley. Executive Director report.
Great, thank you. Good morning. I also am ridiculously happy to see everybody in the room. I want to thank you all for making the time to be here in person. And I'm excited about what should be an interesting session for planning for our next 3-year strategic plan, and we'll be able to discuss a couple of ideas around outreach and maybe what that looks like for the authority going forward, as well as homeownership supply and what CHFA may or may not want to do in that space, as well as some ideas around financial flexibility in order to create circumstances that would make it possible to be more innovative. In terms of a report, I was just going to talk a little bit this morning about the housing summit that was held earlier this month. It was organized by Salah's team, DOH. It was mainly a DOH branded summit, but CHFA played a supporting role. And it was a very positive experience. There were 300 to 400 people there. And I think people looked at it as a great opportunity to come together in a way that hasn't really happened in the last few years. I had a little cameo up on stage with Brandon McGee talking about CHFA, and Pat Giuliano and Lisa Hensley led a couple of standing room only breakout sessions around time to own and build for CT. I think the feedback was universally positive, and I think the hope is that we'll do it again. There's also the partnership conference in mid-November, which was also very, very well attended, virtual, but with a networking event at the end. And CHFA's, various employees play a very active role in moderating and participating on panels, and I'm very grateful for the level of discourse and discussion around affordable housing policy and practice and solutions-oriented discussion. So very helpful and informative and rewarding. So with that, I will turn it back over to Commissioner.
Thank you. Any questions for our CEO? Okay. Finance committee, actually, finance committee had a very short meeting. I went in like 10 minutes later, it was done.
10 minutes, but it takes you like an hour.
Ouch.
Because you know, if it's good for 10 minutes, you won't be able to spend all the money you do.
So I think.
I can see these help.
Good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. On October 26, we provided and presented CHFA's proposed 2024 annual budget totaling 47.7 billion to the members. Of the 47.7 billion, 32.2 million is for salaries and benefits, 12.5 million is for general and administrative, and 3 million is for capital investments. Additional details and explanation were included in the presentation. Since that presentation, we found and removed a few typos and made 2 minor revisions. One, we finalized the transfer amounts for the ITA and the Opportunity Fund equal to 28.2 million and 11.1 million respectively. And number 2, we updated the proposed lending plan by increasing the allocation for the 9% low-income housing tax credit and the private activity bond volume cap to account for the newly released 2024 per capita rates issued by the IRS. We left the annual budget amount unchanged and as previously presented, and we did not receive any comments from any board members regarding the presentation. In summary, other than the salaries and benefits, which include an adjustment of 5.5%, the overall ongoing general and administrative budget remained flat year over year. The annual budget was discussed with Finance Committee, and the committee asked a question relating to the relationship between the program assets and the operating costs. The resolution was approved unanimously by committee. With that, I respectfully request the approval to adopt the 2024 budget totaling about 47.7 million and the plan of operation as described herein.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the resolution presented by Kasim?
I so moved. Second.
Any questions, comments? Hearing none. Shirley, could you do the roll call?
Sure. Jerry Abrahams.
Aye.
Cindy Butts. Wendy Clark. Commissioner Dom. Bill DeFranco.
Aye.
Heidi DeWunger. Claudio Galtieri.
Aye.
Tim Hodges. Kathy McKinnon.
Aye.
Commissioner Mascaro Bruno.
Yes.
Commissioner Perez.
Yes.
Franklin Perry.
Yes.
Chelsea Ross.
Yes.
Sarah Sanders.
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates. Greg Gubaldi.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Motion carries. Thank you, Shirley. I think the next resolution, please.
Yes, the second resolution is to allow CHFA to adopt amendments to the finance procedures. As a quick recap, the board approved CHFA's recommendations to amend the finance procedures at the September meeting. Thereafter, such amendments were shared with the public and CHFA received no comments during the comment period. The resolution was discussed.
You know this shit.
Excuse me.
the resolution was discussed with finance committee, and then the committee asked questions relating to the content and the process to adopt such amendment. The resolution was approved unanimously by committee, and I'll be happy to answer any questions regarding the resolution.
Thank you, Hasim. I have a motion to approve the resolution presented by Hasim.
So
The second,
Second.
any comments or questions? Hearing none, Shelley, could you do the roll call, please?
Barry Abrahams.
Aye.
Cindy Butts. Wendy Clark.
Yes,
Commissioner-
can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Commissioner Dom,
Aye.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Aye.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Hasim.
Thank you.
Mortgage committee. We have two resolutions, and those resolutions are going to be presented by Pat.
Good morning, everybody. On Tuesday, Sarah Simonelli presented a recommendation for financing for MLK Apartments in Hartford. Sarah requested the approval of a mortgage of up to $40,355,750 from tax exempt bond proceeds to fund a construction loan and a permanent loan. The construction loan will be approximately $21,080,000 for a term of up to 24 months with interest-only payments due at a rate of 6.25%. The permanent loan will be approximately $19,275,750, payable interest only for 24 months at a rate not to exceed 7.06%, and then converting to a fully amortizing permanent loan for a term of 40 years. In addition, the request included a subordinate loan of up to $1 million from opportunity funds. The loan will incur interest accrual at 1% for the first 24 months, and then will continue to accrue interest at 1% during the 40-year term, payable from 25% of adjusted cash flow after the full payment of deferred developer fee. The development is a former public housing site with 64 vacant units on it right now, which will be demolished. In their place, 155 new units will be built, all of which will be affordable, with 38 units dedicated to households earning 50% of AMI or less, and the remaining 117 units will be dedicated to households earning 60% of AMI or less. The development will include a fitness center, a community room, computer lab, central AC, and on-site laundry. In addition to the CHFA debt, the capital stack will include 4% credit equity, LIHTC credit equity, DOH state housing trust funds and federal home funds, DECD community investment funds, a sponsor loan, and deferred developer fee. Construction is anticipated to begin in the first quarter of 2024, and the project is expected to be completed in the third quarter of 2025. Mortgage committee members unanimously approved the recommendation.
Thank you, Pat. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution?
So moved. Second.
Any comments or questions? Right, Shelley, could you do the roll call, please?
Barry Abrahams,
Aye.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Aye.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Thank you. Motion carries. Pat, the next resolution?
Also on Tuesday, Steve Norris presented a request for a permanent only first mortgage of up to $3 million from taxable bond proceeds for Oakwoods Apartments in Terryville. This permanent only mortgage will commence amortization upon the earlier of the 25th month following the initial closing or upon final closing. And then it will commence its 40-year amortization at a rate of up to 7%. In addition, the request included a construction of permanent subordinate loan of up to $1 million from opportunity funds with an interest rate of 1% for the 24-month construction period, payable interest only monthly, and it will then continue to accrue interest at 1% for 40 years during its permanent term, payable to 25% of adjusted cash flow after the repayment of the deferred development fee. The development will consist of the construction of 47 new units on 26 acres in the Terryville section of Plymouth. 12 of the units will be dedicated to households at or below 30% of AMI, 20% of the units at or below 50% of AMI, and 15 units for households at or below 80% AMI. The lowest income band is intended to serve formerly homeless persons with disabilities. Oakwoods received a 9% Light Tech Award in 2022. In addition to that award and the CHFA debt, the capital stack includes $5.4 million in DOH funding, $260,000 in energy rebates, and $343,000 in deferred developers fee. Construction is expected to start in the first quarter of 2024, and the project will be completed in the fourth quarter of 2025. Mortgage committee members unanimously approved the request.
Thank you, Pat. Can I have a motion to approve the resolution presented by Pat?
Motion to approve.
Have a second? Second. Any comments or questions?
Just, I could say at the committee meeting, we asked for a definition of potentially homeless.
Yes.
And so we expect to see one soon. Apparently we have it, we just haven't seen it, but it was an interesting question.
Yeah, HUD provides definitions. I think there were 4 definitions that Terry explained, and we'll provide that to Dawn. She'll
Send it to the.
yes, Terry.
Thank you.
And on the service provision, are the services just going to be for the 12 supportive housing units or available to the whole building?
Just for the 12 support housing
Okay.
units, and they have 6 811s in the project.
Okay.
They're going to try to get 6.
But services will be on site by 26. Okay.
Thanks for her question. But other units, they don't need a service.
Right. Yeah, so 12 of the units are dedicated to formerly homeless with disabilities. Those are the ones that will need a service. The rest is open to anybody that meets the AMI restrictions.
Right, but some of those people may need services and not notices that on like that point. So.
With services
Basically,
on,
question,
yeah, with
that's gotta be
services
thinking.
on site, I mean, Columbus
We could
County,
have fired to have it, if we put a smoking gun, right?
because
Yeah.
they're on site, typically service providers will avail themselves to all residents and refer out. So it oftentimes they provide services, but that was my question is as long as the service provider sort of has that in mind and has the capacity to be sort of on call for other residents if needed. They can't provide the depth because they're not funded to the depth services for the supportive housing units, but it helps when there is services located on site because it stabilizes usually the whole
And
property.
that's why I would assume until you say no, only for the people.
Yeah.
Wasn't
So I want to make sure that,
the service wasn't sized to do all of the units.
but it would happen the way. it should.
Right.
Which
Organic.
is what I expected.
Right.
But when you say no, I want to assume.
Well, I'm just saying technically.
Yes, but I haven't known service providers to say, oh, so
Right.
sorry, good luck with your, you know.
It's usually they
security
cannot
issue."
deny.
And that's what, even those open to other people, it tends to attract,
We talked about that
you
too,
know.
in the committee,
Okay.
because that was, yeah.
And look, that's what I assume, but I don't think to assume, because you know what happens when you assume, right? And especially when somebody says no, only to the units.
Thank you.
All right, any other question or comment? All right, Shelley?
Barry Abrahams.
Aye.
Cindy Butts. Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Commissioner Don,
Yes.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Aye.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno, Commissioner?
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a resolution. It's going to be presented by Haseen, the memorandum of understanding with CHFA and DOH.
Yes, good morning again. The following resolution is to permit CHFA to extend an existing MOA with DOH and continue to pay related expenses from its 2024 general and administrative budget for by an additional year. Last year, the board approved an extension of a program that requires CHFA to provide financial support to DOH for 3 coordinated access network durational employees for 2024, and similar to the prior year, DOH has verbally committed $300,000 to offset a portion of the program expenses, and such amount was incorporated in the recently approved budget. I'll be happy to answer any questions relating to the resolution.
Thank you.
Who does performance reviews for those individuals?
Employees at DOH.
Employees at DOH.
Okay.
Yeah.
With feedback, I would assume, from you, no?
So the performance of the employees 100% observed by their supervisor. There's really no way to provide that feedback because we don't observe performance.
Okay, but you work together.
So the arrangement was created, I want to say like 7 years ago. And it was meant to be an accommodation to DOH at a time when there was not enough headcount at the state level to accommodate these 3 employees for work that they're doing in connection with the homeless management information system, which relates to service providers, in the space relating to this management of information for people who do not have a home. And so these 3 employees at DOH are essentially doing data entry and data reporting and analysis relating to this data. So they are managed by an employee at DOH.
They work specifically to the coordinated network, access network for the homeless. Yeah, so they work with the shelters and making sure that they're coordinating some of the services and some of the resources that they have.
Is this type of relationship one that works well and you look to do it more often, or is it nice to just have it isolated? I'm just curious because it seems that it could help with employee shortages at times, like for special projects or programs that get introduced.
Yeah, so because we do CHFA, and so we get to different houses, right? CHFA does the financing for supportive housing through the 9%. We include supportive housing, so it was a natural way of supporting the coordinated access network through DOH in the time when DOH couldn't hire people. We are providing now about half of the resources to pay the employees, but it's still not enough to keep them. So that's why the relationship with CHFA has. And we have been talking about it this year. I think we didn't have time to see how we can use them most effectively. That conversation is going to continue of whether they become, at one point, we talk about, do they become part of CHFA staff, or they continue on with DOH and have a more closer relationship, to your point, Heidi, is a performance review together with CHFA too, that say, hey, let's evaluate the program, how is it working? So I think that we can do that certainly this coming year to see how, but it's working out right now. They're providing a specific job to this group of individuals, organizations that otherwise we wouldn't be able to provide.
So it's really just funding.
Yes, right.
Yeah. That's fine.
So can I have a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion made.
Second. Any other comments or questions? All right, Shelley, could you do roll call, please?
Gary Abrahams,
Yes.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark, Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Aye.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross, Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde,
Aye.
it's unanimous.
Motion carries. Thank you, Shelley. Next resolution is presented by me.
Yes.
So every year we have to elect our vice chairperson. And have asked our current vice chairperson if she could continue helping us. She's done such a great job, Heidi. So I want to present a resolution to have Heidi to continue as our vice chairperson.
Motion to approve?
Second,
Any discussion,
with the same pay, right?
questions?
Same hours too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Miles.
Heidi. It really, the assistance that you provide to the board is greatly appreciated, especially on the personnel committee, that you really take that role over, and it has helped me a lot, so we'll continue looking forward to working together. So Shelley, could you do the roll call? She's
Sure.
not the race.
Gary Abrahams,
Sorry, Heidi. Yes.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Phil DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Absolutely.
With a smile too.
Claudio Galtieri,
Yes.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon.
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde,
Aye.
unanimous.
Thank you. Next resolution, Anthony, you're gonna present the calendar for next year.
Yes, thank you. So annually, we are required to get board resolution to adopt a series of meetings for each month for the next fiscal year, next calendar year. And this is our last meeting of the year, so this is when we usually bring forward the calendar. So I want to just bring your attention to a couple of things highlighted in red. You know, traditionally, we've done the committee meeting and the board meeting the fourth Thursday of the month in January. There is a scheduling conflict, so we're requesting to move the meeting to the last Wednesday of the month. There's nothing statutory that requires it to be the Thursday, the fourth or fifth Thursday. So we're asking for the January 31st, which is a Wednesday. And of course, there would be virtual options as usual. And the mortgage committee that month would be the Wednesday before as opposed to the Tuesday. I mean, it would be Tuesday as opposed to Monday. I apologize. And then going down further, just lost the page. May, we're asking to move the mortgage committee to the Wednesday as opposed to Tuesday because of Memorial Day and people may be having an extended weekend. We've scheduled a board retreat in June to just, write it into the calendar now. And everything else pretty much has followed our traditional practice. Any questions? Happy to answer them.
I'll ask
So
for a
make a
motion to
request.
approve the meeting and then we'll do it. Can I have a motion to approve the calendar? So presented? Sam, second
moved.
question.
The request, can you send that to my secretary, please?
Of course, yeah.
And with the caveat that was in red, because I've been on the boards. task force
Sure. I understand that.
That meet specific days on the month, and
Okay,
none of this comes to my mind
No problem.
with that caveat.
Any other comments? Okay, Shelley, could you do a roll call, please?
Chair Abrahams,
I thought we were gonna have to do a roll call for.
I can ask- yeah.
board members or virtually, that's the reason, I think.
I think there also has to be a board resolution.
Because it's a road resolution approved.
Okay, so-
Go ahead, Shelley.
I think Jerry said yes.
Still yes.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Bill DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Yes.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes,
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde.
Aye.
Unanimous?
Thank you, Shelley. Next item is our consent agenda. If I can have a motion to approve the consent agenda,
I'll move.
have a second.
Second.
Comments or questions? Shelley, do your thing again.
Terry Abrahams,
Aye.
Cindy Butts, Wendy Clark,
Yes.
Commissioner Dom,
Yes.
Bill DeFranco,
Yes.
Heidi DeWinger,
Aye.
Claudio Galtieri,
Aye.
Tim Hodges, Kathy McKinnon,
Aye.
Commissioner Mascara Bruno,
Yes.
Commissioner Perez,
Yes.
Franklin Perry,
Yes.
Chelsea Ross,
Yes.
Sarah Sanders,
Yes.
Lisa Tepper Bates, Greg Ugalde.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
Thank you, Shelley. Motion carries.
I have a quick question, if it's okay, about the roll call vote, 'cause I'm on a couple other boards, and we don't do roll call votes, and it's so, is it in our bylaws? I know we adopted new bylaws.
We did.
And I know it's more exacting, I must admit, but I
Let me
think this
ask,
is the only
let
board
me
that's
ask
doing
the
it.
attorney.
I was gonna suggest, after the meeting, I was gonna suggest you talk to our attorney, because really, there's nothing wrong with saying, all those in favor, aye. And then some people may vote no, then you go, all against, say nay.
She's
Any
on her way
abstention?
here.
Okay,
So by default, the ayes would have it.
I can look at the
I
bylaw.
mean, there's some things you have to.
probably always have at least one virtual,
It's really,
Yeah.
like,
I-
can attend.
At other board meetings, we'll just say, all those in favor, raise your hand
Yeah.
on the screen.
And 99% of my board meetings are now virtual, so.
The way that we do it sometime too is we ask specifically if anybody's opposed, even right up front,
Right.
just so that you can really
And
register.
you do it
that.
at front to say, any of the times we're gonna vote, anybody who wants to roll call. Because in the rubber rules, you
Yeah,
have to do it anyway.
I have asked before. I wanted to do all of that.
Why? There's any law. Like you were saying, why don't, so I'm happy you follow it up, because.
So
I think it's very
It does say that.
organization that we do it.
No, it's a
3.9, the voting of all questions of CHFA shall be by voice vote. Doesn't mean you can't say no.
We have the official.
Yes, as long as we record the votes, we're okay, so, but I'll check the bylaws.
Okay, so what she's saying is, as long as you're recording all the ayes, someone's gonna do that.
And the only way to do that is by people not saying nay.
Yes, so
It's just so they say, ah.
We aim for that.
we can ask, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is not, who
Right.
is opposed?
They're not about it.
but it is more exacting. People come in now.
People in prison.
Yeah, I mean, Claudia brings up a good point, right? Like, let's say I've stepped away. from
Yeah,
my
that's
career,
what
and
I'm
I'm assumed as an I on something that maybe I would not have voted.
Yeah, it is more exacting, but it's the only board
That's
that's doing it,
exactly
I
what
think.
happens.
Unless
So
we have
it's why this practice.
Yeah,
Is
that
it-
would work, unless
Right.
someone is gonna recuse themselves, that would have to be noted as well.
But the person who's gonna walk away could say. Please.
The only thing you're missing is the people that might have walked away. Yeah,
But the person could say that, walking away.
But if you're on the screen and you walk away.
Yeah.
That's not my problem.
I mean, if
Because
we're all.
instead you hear it.
It's after that person to come back and say, I was not present.
Unless, well, yeah, but you're supposed to be on the meeting,
Right.
like the class attendance.
Yeah, I mean, we run into audio issues, can't hear people. I mean, there's.
But that's true too, if you're all in person and I go to the bathroom and somebody votes.
But you see.
One other
it's-
idea.
People say-
So if someone's
Yeah,
recording.
but they say it's
people
almost in
down
favor.
of the chair.
I have an idea. I mean, if there are a lot of questions around a particular item, the board chair can choose to do
Yeah.
an individual. roll call.
Any member, any member can ask
Oh,
for,
right, any member. could-
under rubber rules, any member can ask for it.
So we can take it to general, we can just ask who is not in favor of the resolution
Or
and go with
abstain.
it, or staying.
Yeah. But you gotta
Then,
give 3 choices. Yes, no, abstain.
okay. I.
Terry?
Yeah.
People could raise their hand and vote that way.
That too,
Raise
your hand.
idea.
Right.
We wouldn't have to, but.
I think our, Terry said, those bylaws are in the.
That's
section
required.
of voice vote.
The bylaws require a voice vote.
But they could do a voice vote and then confirm they're actually at their computer with a hand. I don't think.
so we'll look at what we're
Yeah.
Harry to try to make it, I want it not
Well,
to do the roll
Working
call.
minutes,
While
bylaws.
we're looking at that, one other thing that would be of interest is the consent agenda often has lots of things. I want to vote yes on a lot of them, but if I'm missing a meeting and I'm not in the minutes, it's a weird position. So maybe as we think through doing voice
minutes.
votes, can we just break out the minutes and approval so that someone can abstain from that, but not vote against the entirety of the consent agenda?
Oh, what you saying?
Well, wait, I think-
Yeah, you don't need to vote.
But it's one motion.
Yes.
Vote on minutes, even if you weren't.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're allowed to vote on minutes.
I'll get clarification, because I always abstained.
I
if
would
wasn't
abstain
there.
exactly. That's all about
Yeah,
the
Terry,
activities on the
what should we abstain if we weren't here for minutes?
You know, Sarah, that is totally up to you. Some people are not comfortable voting on minutes if they weren't there, but you certainly can. You're not prohibited from voting if you weren't there. But oftentimes people don't feel comfortable doing it, and I think we have to let people do what they're comfortable with.
What do you do, abstain?
Abstain.
But then you have to abstain from the entire consent.
No, I say abstain for everything except.
You can pull the minutes off of the consent agenda and vote on it separately.
Yeah, you have to pull it off the consent agenda.
And I'm saying you can also say, I'm going for everything with abstention, with the exception of the minutes.
Yes, absolutely, Commissioner, yes. You could do it that way as well.
You do whatever.
So
way you
even if
feel
it's one
comfortable.
motion,
Yeah.
you can make a caveat on an individual basis to abstain or vote against only one piece of the motion. for
Meaning the
consent
minutes in this
agenda.
case.
Yes, I mean, I think it's cleaner for the record if we take it off the consent agenda for the minutes, just because the minutes are so important to our meeting. It's the legal record of it, so that would be my preference, but you certainly can do it the way Commissioner Perez is talking about.
Or something.
Look like this. I used to be the person who bought alongside.
Any other question or comments on the meeting voting?
Which was not an agenda, by the way.
All right, so this is our last meeting of the year. We won't meet again until January, besides our next hour, where we're gonna meet. 2 hours, 2 hours, okay. So I went to the Christmas party yesterday, and on behalf of you all, I thank the staff
Oh, definitely.
for all the work that they have been doing. I think that if anybody wants to just make a comment or say something through the work and the participation of this board to the staff, you're welcome to do that before we adjourn the meeting.
Well done.
Right?
Yes.
Exceptional staff.
Yeah.
And in all the functions, they're well covered. All the panels that we participate on, staff is super, really top notch.
I don't think we've ever asked a question that hasn't been answered, so.
You can try to think of one.
It's even got single family production up again this year, so. I just need the money.
I would just like to say, you know, I'm a broken record when I say this, but I work with many finance agencies across the country. And by far, I'm proud because I'm a Connecticut resident and a member of the board that by far we're the most responsive, the easiest to deal with. It's like if you were in my position, you wouldn't understand the craziness of it. And I apologize that I'm not at the board meeting today. My daughter works in New York City and invited us to go see the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I contracted COVID. So I was there, but I don't want to make it be a CHFA board director super spreader. So
Thank you. We appreciate that.
yeah, exactly.
I even like the fact that they're always at our meetings too, like that.
Oh, the
There's many
employees,
people
yeah.
and at our mortgage committee meetings, because I look and there's 4 of us talking, and then you look at there's 40 people there.
Right.
It's just good. It shows.
And I
that
just want to say
everybody's
thank you as
interested.
well, because I know how great it is to work with a board that is supportive. And it's engaged, and I know that was one of the things that I was first, we first talked about when I was being interviewed and stuff about the engagement and how the board wanted to see a greater level of engagement, and I think having this is just invaluable. So thank you for your support.
I was not gonna say anything, but since you come, I do appreciate that you seem to take the feedback. Other people who are in your chair who say they want the feedback, but once you give it to them, they.
Right.
And in my case, I don't care if you're voting or not, I can give it to you, but. At least I appreciate that. But at least I appreciate that it sounds like
Thank you.
you really want it and you're trying to accommodate it.
I think the continuous improvement mindset and the learning mindset is something that is making its way through the authority, and it's really great. It's the way to, it's how businesses are flourishing these days. We are a business after all.
Yeah, we are just a couple of things. We are a business with heart, right? With heart.
Absolutely.
But I have a comment.
What did you feedback then?
Yeah. No, there was a couple of things that I experienced in these past 2 days. One was, we went to a groundbreaking in West Hartford, and after we spoke and everybody, a gentleman came, one of the residents came to me and said, thank you for all your support. I was homeless 2 years ago, and I'm so happy that I'm here, and it's because you guys do this. And then yesterday at I think one of the staff came and said, Commissioner, thank you for thinking of us and saying that our work makes a difference. Because some people are doing accounting, financing, and closing, and really sometimes it's transactions. So you don't think that really what you're doing is providing a home to somebody that needs it. And that, I think, it made a difference in the work that we do. So I really want to thank all of you, because this is a collaboration and everybody's efforts.
Even the finance committee, you're thinking, right?
The finance committee to spend the money and to spend the money. But thank you, and happy holidays to all.
Commissioner,
Yes.
can I just add one more thing?
Sure.
I just want to clarify the statute, FOI statute says that any vote taken at a meeting during which any member participates by means of electronic equipment shall be taken by roll call unless the vote is unanimous. But I think that's what you're saying, right?
Unless it's unanimous, you said.
Right, unless it's unanimous, anybody participating by means of electronic equipment, we have to do a roll call.
If even just one.
How do you know it's unanimous?
Right. I know.
No, well, no,
Well, you would hear,
Any objection?
right, exactly. I think that's what you're talking about, but I just wanted to clarify.
And then someone can say, I have to roll call, one person has roll call. Exactly. Yeah.
Basically, 1,000.
Yes, the person, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, if it's unanimous.
It's not a mistake.
Who's going to stay? Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's nice to have a little fun.